The teams today is going to be the visiting Tennessee team versus the home team, Florida. As soon as the coaches leave with the umpires, we'll play ball. Florida, your team can take the infield and get in the infield. Thank you. Coaches, please remember, when you make changes, please come to the table to make your official changes to the scoreboard. And remind your batters to follow the batter. Wherever in the box, the batter goes on that side. Thank you.
So as you heard the announcer from the table asking the coaches to follow their directions of how things are set up here, and we're about to start the game here. This is Trey James for JockJive Sports, and we're here for the 2024 Dixie Softball World Series out of Prince George County, Virginia. And we have the Adamsville, Tennessee, which will be the away team, facing off against the Florida team, both Angels. That's the division that these guys are playing in. So we're about to start. And here we are. Florida is on the field first.
Number 16, Aubrey Burhan.
We're going to be starting here momentarily. Well, it's a beautiful day out here at the Grayson P. Austin Field. It's part of the JEJ Moore complex. No rain in sight so far. In the last 2 days, we've gotten no rain, which is great because the first half of this tournament, which was last weekend for the older players, did nothing but rain, and we were not happy campers. None of us. Very unhappy. But now that we have a week out, we are now getting better and better weather. The weather is staying pretty decent as far as the temperature-wise goes as well. It has not broke 90 degrees yet, but it has been in the high 80s, and it has been very helpful to play in, because we don't want the kids getting overworked or overheated.
Leading off the game for Tennessee, number 10, Sadie Trev.
We got pitcher Aubrey Forehand pitching to Bailey the catcher, my apologies. And the first one up to bat is Sadie Luttrell. She's the second baseman, number 10. And that first pitch was a ball. That's ball 2, tie. The pitch 3-0 to count to Luttrell. And that's ball 4. Luttrell takes a free pass. She meanders on down to first base. So we have Piper Cagey coming up to the bat. She bats right. And first strike thrown today in this game. Looks like we have an equipment issue with the catcher and Bailey. And then she's back down in position. And the pitch. Ball 1. Forehand waits for Cagey to get back into the box. And the pitch. That is low, ball 2. All right, Cagey now getting back in the box. And the pitch, strike 2. So with Luttrell at first, and the count 2-2 to Cagey here in the top of the first. And that ball is hit down to the first base, who's caught and then dropped. So she's able to, no, she did not get Cagey at the first. So because of the drop, it allowed time for Cagey to get to first base and Luttrell safely on to second. So 2 on, no outs here in the top of the first. Just realized my microphone was really loud there, so I apologize for that. All right, and the pitch low swung at though. Strike 1 to Toby, Kenzie Toby. She is the right fielder for the Tennessee team. Strike 2, called strike. All right, now I'm going to boost the volume of the headphones, only in my headphones, not from the microphone. There's a Wentz has a swinging strike 3, or check swinging strike 3.
Stepping in now, number 99, Michaela.
So now Michaela Barnes comes to the plate. Number 99, the shortstop, as strike 1. So forehand delivers. Ball 1. Count is even now. First and second for Tennessee. Swing, strike 2. Forehand seems to be settling in now. First couple balls were a little wild outside and could not find the strike zone until the second batter. And that ball is hit down to the second baseman, past the second baseman in the right field. Right fielder fixes it into the home plate, and Luttrell slides in with a lot of grace and style, I might add, at the home plate. So that So Tennessee scores first, and now the umpire has to clean the plate.
Batting now, number 5.
So we have first and third. And Ward is coming to the plate. Ava Ward is the catcher for Tennessee. And Barnes takes off for second, so now we have second and third, 1 out in the top of the first. And the count is 0-1. Count is 0-2 now. That was a swing and a miss by Ward. And strike 3. So we got 2 down here in the first. Still second and third. So Mallory Tidwell comes to the plate. She's number 3, and she plays third base. Swing and a tip right into the catcher's mitt for strike 1. And as forehand delivers the pitch. Ball low. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Tidwell's back in the box. And the pitch. That's fouled directly behind her. That's 1-2. Seems like all the players here are instructed to step out of the batter's box after each pitch. I mean, I doubt it's a delaying tactic, but I guess it allows the batter to focus themselves more. Strike 3, and that's the end of the inning. So logistically, forehands struck out the side, but a run has scored, and there are 2 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first. Score 1-0 Tennessee. And when Tennessee comes back up, it'll be Neighbors, Wint, and Childress. All right, pitching for Tennessee is Piper Gagey, and her battery mate is Ava Ward, the catcher.
Starting the game on the mound for Tennessee, number 9, Piper Gagey.
The coaches for Team Tennessee is Gagey, Ward, and Luttrell. And the coaches for the Florida team is Matt Terry, Roman Quinn, and Mike Thomas, and Josh Dandy. And I believe Roman Quinn is the head coach. But here we are in the bottom of the first. Score 1-0, Tennessee leading Florida. Florida coming to bat for the first time this game.
Batting for Florida.
Kenz Whitley is the first batter for Florida, number 55. She is the right center fielder. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. And the pitch. Strike 2, swing and a miss. Ken Whitley steps out of the box. Gagey is back at the mound. And here comes the pitch. As ball, 1-2 count to Whitley. And I don't know if you can hear the banter from the sidelines. And that ball is struck foul down the first base side. The first base coach has a towel tucked in his shirt because it's hot. He's sweating. You'd sweat too if you had balls being hit down toward you. And that ball is hit toward the second baseman. It's caught. That is a 4 unassisted. You're keeping score at home.
Stepping in now for Florida, number 24, London. Quinn.
So we have one out here in the bottom of the first. London Quinn, daughter of one of the coaches, Roman Quinn, who just happens to be a former MLB player. He played for the Phillies and for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's center fielder for the Phillies. And the pitch, ball 1. So as London steps back into the box. And the pitch. That is high, ball 2. Two and 0 to Quinn. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Ball 3. Okay, so 3-1 the count.
That's fine.
All right, so 3-1. I don't know what the issue was. I think it was some of the chants were not allowed. So 3-1 is the count to Quinn.
One strike.
And that's strike 2. Quinn looked that ball in.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
3-2 the count to Quinn with 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Nobody on. And the pitch. She hits down the first base side. That is foul. So the count remains the same, 3-2. Gagey is instructed by her coach to put the rosin bag behind the rubber. And now the Gagey delivers. And that ball is hit right back to Gagey, who throws it over to the first baseman, number 1, Evie Neighbors. So that is 2 outs now. That is a 1-3 put out if you're keeping score at home. All right, as Lakin Hicks, number 13, steps into the plate. She plays left center field. And that is low and outside, ball 1. Two outs here in the bottom of the second, or bottom of the first. That's swing and a fouled off. 1-1. Gagey's looking for a signal from the catcher, and she gets it, and she delivers. That is ball 2. That bounced about 6 inches before the plate. Now, just to let you know, Tennessee just played a game at 12 o'clock that was over at a 1:45, and due to the rules that they have to wait at least an hour before they can play, this game was scheduled for 3 o'clock anyway. That ball is struck to the right side and it's in foul territory, but the right fielder, number 6, Kenzie Toby, tries to get it. She came really close, really close to getting that in foul territory, but it is not caught, so now the count is 2-2 to Hicks. But Kenzie Toby made a valiant effort to make the third out there, just out of her reach. So 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And that ball is hit down the first base line and goes foul. So once again, the count will remain the same, 2-2. Everybody goes back to their position. But as I was saying earlier, Tennessee had just completed a game when they were facing off against, I believe, Virginia, yes. And there was final score on that was 10-4 Virginia. So Tennessee has lost 1. Florida has lost 1. So this is a double elimination here. So if whoever loses is out of the tournament. We kind of got there we go. Now we're getting back into it. And the pitch, that ball is hit down to the first baseman, who picks it up and tags base. And for the final out, Evie Neighbors takes that ball and makes it a 1 unassisted, and the first inning is over. So we're going to go to the top of the second with a score remaining 1-0, Tennessee leading Florida. And Neighbors, Wint, and Childress will be coming to the plate. That'll be number 1, Evie Neighbors, the first baseman. Number 4, Paisley Wint, she plays right center. And number 2, Annalyn Childers, the left center fielder. Well, anyway, during the Tennessee game, there was a play that involved a runner for Virginia, and it was discussed that it was a delayed steal, which is not allowed. And literally, both teams had to pull their teams off the field because it was hot, and the commissioner was involved. And at one point, the coach for Tennessee was talking with the umpires and the commissioner, and I had the microphone on for a little bit, and I was trying to get what was going on and discussion about it. And then when the decision was made and nothing more was required to explain what was going on, I lowered the microphone and I said I didn't want anybody hearing what the coach has to say to the umpire. I accidentally inferred that he was saying bad words. No, he was not. Let me make that perfectly clear. The coach for Tennessee was more than professional in that manner, and that's a foul ball to Neighbors. He was not, giving a diatribe of vernacular with a torrent of bad words. That was not the case. I just didn't feel that it was necessary for the audience to hear what was going on between the coach and the umpires and the commissioner at that point, because then it was just all personal statements about how he felt about what was going on. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong count here. By the scoreboard, it's 2-2, or 0-2, 1-2 now. We'll get it. This is what happens when you try and talk about certain things during the game. So that's strike 3 for an out.
That brings up
So Neighbor goes down on strikes, but I just want to reiterate the head coach for Tennessee was not giving a bad vernacular lesson to the umpires or the commissioner. That wasn't the case. It was just that his personal feelings on how he felt that was a delayed steal, which wasn't allowed, and because of certain actions that occurred according to the commissioner and the umpires, that it wasn't a delayed steal. So, but when I muted the microphone or brought it down, it made it sound like that he was saying some bad things, and he was not, and I just want to clarify that. So, Coach for Tennessee, you're good to go. Let's see. I just want to get his name here so I get it right. The Adamsville, Tennessee coach is Coach Natalie Luttrell, Derek Gagey, and Jonathan Ward. I don't know which one's which, so they don't list it as the manager or the head coach in the book. So it's 1-2 now. 2-2 to count to Wint.
2 balls.
But no,
2 strikes.
one of the coaches was not saying bad words. More than a gentleman. Strike 3 looking. Wint goes down on strikes looking. That'll bring Childress to the plate.
Now for Tennessee, number 2.
So we got 2 outs here in the top of the first. There's a swing and a foul. Strike 1 to Childress. That is number 2, Anna Lynn Childress, the left center fielder. Ball 1. And that's fouled off. Strike 2.
One ball. 2 strikes.
Strike 3 caught looking.
And that brings the 3rd out of the inning. No hits, no runs, no one left on base. Florida coming to the plate, bottom of the 2nd.
So that's the end of the top of the first. We're going to go to the bottom of top of the 2nd. That's going to go to the bottom of the 2nd now. Score remains 1-0 Tennessee over Florida. So when Tennessee comes back in the bottom of the 3rd, or bottom of the 2nd, my apologies. No, I'm sorry, top of the 3rd. It'll be Blakeney, Starnes, and Helton. We're going to the bottom of the 2nd right now. And we have Bailey, Rhodes, and Bishop coming to the plate.
Leading off the bottom of the 2nd inning for Florida, number 19, Ira Bailey.
Let's go, Al, get it off. Come on. There we go. One, man. Let's have a name out here. Come on.
We got number 19, Iva Bailey, at the plate. That ball is rifled over to the 3rd baseman's head. And Bailey's rounding first, taking second, and she stays at second with a stand-up double. That ball was hit like it was a bad ball.
She has a stand-up double. Coming to the plate now, number 7, Kyla Rhodes.
So Bailey's at second with a stand-up double, and now we have Kyla Rhodes coming in. She's a shortstop, number 7. And the pitch coming in as strike 1. Bailey went about halfway, and then when Ward came up with the pitch, she was thinking about throwing it down, but held on to it to drive Bailey back to second base. And the pitch, that gets away from Ward. Bailey will take third on the wild pitch. Actually more a pass ball because that did hit Ward's glove. So Rhodes sets in the box, count 1-1 against her. Gagey is ready to pitch and has fouled underneath the catcher. That's strike 2.
One ball, 2 strikes.
And I concur with the umpire. It is 1-2. I can't call them blue because they're wearing pink shirts today. Rhodes waits on the pitch, and here it comes. Ball high. 2-2 to count to Rhodes. Rhodes settles in, and that ball is fouled back. Hits the backstop and then rolls away. Count remains 2-2. Can you hear all that? I hope so, because it's amazing what these kids come up with. Ball 3 to Rhodes, leads count 3-2. Let me change that second to third. Sorry about that. Bailey's on third base right now. Rhodes at the plate with 3-2 count. And the pitch. And that is bounced down the first base line, going foul. Bailey will now have to run back to third. And the count remains 3-2. Sorry, there was somebody behind me. I thought they were talking to me. They weren't. Strike 3, caught looking. Called third strike. Rhodes is caught looking. It was at the bottom and outside of the strike zone. So we have one out here in the bottom of the second. And we have Bishop up at the plate. Gracie Bishop, number 3. She is the right fielder. Swing and a miss. All right, Gagey gets back on the rubber of the mound. And the count is 0-1 to Bishop. She fouls it back, and that makes it 0-2. Coach pulls Gracie out of the box. to have a conversation real quick. Now she's back in the box. Bishop waits for the pitch from Gagey, and here it is. That is ball high. 1-2 to count to Bishop. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Bishop goes down swinging, and that'll bring 2 outs to the inning. And Banks is up to the plate. Harmony Banks, number 5, third baseman for the Florida Angels. So 2 outs, 1 person on. That's Bailey. And that ball is hit to the right side, just falls fair inside the first baseline. That brings Bailey home. Banks hits a ball just over the first baseman head, lands within inches of the foul line, and is called fair, and she is safe at first base. So now the score is 1-1, it's tied 1-1. So we have 1 on first base, the run's in, and we have forehand at the plate who belts one down the third baseline. Third baseman picks it up and throws it over to the first baseman, and forehand is out on a 5-3 putout. We would go to the top of the third, but the Tennessee players involved in that play was number 3, Mallory Tidwell, third base, grabbed the ball, threw it to number 10, I'm sorry, not number 10, number 1, Evie Neighbors at first base for the third and final out of the bottom of the second. So Florida was able to come back and tie the score 1-1 as we go to the top of the third, and if you haven't noticed yet, the Angels only played 5 innings, so we're already done 2 of them. So now I believe the coach, Gagey, is heading over to the dugout. Oh no, she's going over to the table. They're going to be making a change, I imagine. So number 16 is now going to be the pitcher. I don't see a number 16. That might be my fault because no, that's their writing. So who is number 16? I don't even have a 15, so I can't say that that's it. Let me see if I can get a name off the back. But it is number 16. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Florida. No wonder I couldn't see it on the Tennessee team. Aubrey Forehand is still pitching. She's number 16. Think of it out in the sun a little long today. So Forehand for Florida is still pitching, so let me get that back straight. We have number 1, Evie Neighbors, the first baseman for Tennessee. Yeah, it's been a long week.
Tennessee. Number 7, Lauren.
Okay, top of the third, Tennessee's up. Swing and a miss. Ball pops in and out of the catcher's mitt of Bailey. And the pitch. Strike 2. Swing and a miss. That knocks the glove off. That's strike 3.
That brings up out number 1. Batting down, number 25, Addison Starnes.
So Blakeney strikes out. Starnes is now at the plate. And that is strike one. So number 25, Addison Starnes, is one of the extra players. The teams are required to have 12 batters, but only required to field 10 at a time. And that's strike two.
Let's go, St. Joe! No balls! 2 strikes!
And the pitch. Strike three. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Starnes goes down looking. And that'll make Dahlia Helton come to the plate, number 44. Dahlia Helton, again, one of the extra players. So the count is 0-1 to Helton. And the pitch. Strike two. Seems that forehand has found her groove. Forehand delivers. Ball one. A little low.
Down ready, girls!
Swing and a miss. Strike three. Helton goes down on strikes. And that'll finalize the top of the third. And that'll bring Florida to the plate. And the first 3 batters we'll see is number 11, Mallory Terry, number 8, Maya Dandy, and number 4, Sky Reynolds. They will be the batters for the bottom of the third for Florida. Now, right about here, I would normally play a commercial, but due to some technical difficulties we had earlier, where the audio is getting affected, I will not play any commercials and just leave the game up. But yeah, it was causing havoc. We literally had to shut down the software and the computer to get it back up and running again. And I don't want to delay like that, so I'm not going to be playing commercials. But I do want to thank the people who have sponsored this event. The 2-week sponsors, the gold sponsors, is Waste Not. They deal with the trash, so they recycling. So that's wastenottrash.com. And then Buds with Suds LLC. And I think that's a laundromat where you can have drinks. So we wanted to thank the 2 top sponsors, Waste Not and Buds with Suds. All right, we have number 11, Mallory Terry, at the plate. As Gagey gets back on the mound. Terry turns around and wants to bunt, but she went at it, so that is a strike. And the pitch, that is hit over the third baseman's head. The second base, a shortstop as well. The third baseman was up tight against the batter, so she was about halfway down the line. And Terry hit the ball over her head, and then the shortstop tried running over to get the ball before it landed. She could not. So now we have a runner at first and Terry. And then Maya Dandy now is coming to the plate. She's beating that plate like it's a bad boy. And now there was a throw down by the catcher Ward, Ava Ward, to try and catch Terry stealing. Terry changed her mind halfway and ran back. So Terry is still at first base. And Dandy really likes hitting that plate with the bat. So 0-1 to count to Dandy. Gagey looks at her catcher trying to figure out what they're doing, and now they got it right. Okay, we're good. Swing and a miss, and Terry takes off this time, and she slides in safely. The shortstop, Michaela Barnes, did not come up with the ball cleanly. So the count is 0-2 to Dandy, who for some reason might have thought she was out because she was all the way over by the dugout, but she's not. Still had a strike to get. And Gagey and Ward are still talking, and now they're finally getting it, and delivers. Strike 3, caught looking. Dandy is caught looking for a strike 3.
With that pitch brings up out number 1.
That is the third strikeout for Gagey.
Batting now, number 4, Sky.
So number 4, Sky Reynolds. It should be Sky Thomas. I think somebody gave me the wrong name on this because the team announced as Sky Thomas, and I believe that is correct. Reynolds is not. I'm going to check the back of her jersey as soon as she turns around. Terry tries to go for second and she runs back, or go for third. Can't see the back with the umpire in the way. All right, still can't see. So it's either Reynolds or Thomas. Though I do believe it's Thomas because the announcer for the field. All right, 1-1 the count. Let me get back to this. 1-1 in count. And 1 out. Ball. And Terry is driving Ward crazy. Ward throws down to the third baseman. Now the count is 2-1. And Gagey delivers. Strike 2. And it is Thomas. It is Thomas. It is not Reynolds. So I don't know why they wrote Reynolds down here on the paper, but it is Thomas. So it's 2-2 now to Thomas. And the pitch. Ball 3. Yep, it is Thomas. I can see it underneath her braids. So for some reason it was given to me as Sky Reynolds. But when I remember them playing yesterday, it was Sky Thomas. So I do have it right now. So it is number 4, Sky Thomas. Oh, that was high up inside. That was a walk. So Thomas will go down to first base. Still have 1 out here in the bottom of the third. 1 out, 2 on. And Edwards comes to the plate, number 99, Jalen Edwards. She's one of the substitutes. And she has a strike zone the size of a loaf of bread. So 1-0 the count to Edwards. And the pitch, that is a worm burner. So Terry goes to third and Thomas goes to second.
Both runners advance on the plate.
So both runners advance. Sense of deja vu there. I think the announcer just said that. So 2-0 to count to Edwards. And the pitch. That is inside, ball 3. I am not doubting the difficulty of Gagey trying to find the strike zone on Edwards because it literally is about 5 inches. I mean, you're supposed to do it between the knees and the, just underneath the rib cage. And that is ball 4. So now that we have the bases loaded, but there was like a 5-inch window just to get that ball in there, and I don't blame Gagey on that one at all.
Will be number 55, Kinsley Whitley.
So with one out in the bottom of the third and bases loaded, we have Whitley coming into the plate, number 55, the right center fielder. So she is now at the plate. Looks like they're giving the catcher some water to hydrate. It is a bit sunny out today. Not extremely hot, but these guys, this is their second game within a couple hours, so I imagine they are a little tired. And I think Florida had to play over on field 4 earlier, so this is both teams' second game today. So yes, they, I'm sure fatigue has come into the factor. So fresh count to Whitley with one out. Swing, strike one. 0-1 the count to Whitley with one out here in the bottom of the third. Got bases loaded. We got Terry at third, Thomas at second, and Edwards at first. And the pitch. That is low, ball one. Count evens up, 1-1. And the pitch from Gagey. That is fouled to the right. First baseman is going over. It's now off the top of the fence, so it is out of play. So the count is 1-2 to Whitley. I concur with Pink. I can't say blue because he's not wearing a blue shirt. And the pitch from Gagey, swing and a miss. She slowed it up a little bit enough to fool Whitley to make that a strikeout. So now we have 2 outs. Whitley Kays and London Quinn is at the plate. So we got 2 outs, 3 on. Tied score 1-1 here in the bottom of the third. And I know London is about to step out of the box. Nope, she stays in. And the pitch. Low, ball one. Quinn's at the plate waiting the pitch from Gagey. And that ball's hit straight back to the pitcher, Gagey, who then comes home to give the ball to Ward and get the third and final out. So Tennessee escapes with bases loaded and 1 out to end the inning with a 1-2 put out at home plate with the force out. All right, so we're coming to the top of the fourth. We're over halfway done this game. And we have Luttrell, Gagey, and Toby coming to the plate. And that's number 10, Sadie Luttrell, the second baseman. Number 9, Piper Gagey, the pitcher. And number 6, Kenzie Toby, the right fielder. So as Florida is out in the field right now, just warming up, getting ready for the inning. Umpire calls for balls in. And we shall start the top of the fourth. Tie score 1-1 here at the Prince P. Austin Field of the Prince George County Complex, the J.E.J. Moore Athletic Complex. That's John Edwards Jeffries. And with all those characters, they shortened it to J.E.J. for a reason.
Fourth inning for Tennessee, number 10, Sadie Luttrell.
All right, Sadie Luttrell is now at the plate. And Aubrey Forehand is still pitching. So Luttrell waits on the pitch. Swing and a miss. That came in pretty hot. Oh, 0-1 the count to Sadie. And the pitch. Did she check? Yes, she did. Ball one. And the pitch, high, ball 2. 2-1 to count to Sadie Luttrell. I'm just looking at the bat of Luttrell. It's thin, 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 all the way up to about halfway up, and then it gets really fat. So I don't know if this is a redesign of these bats. I'm sure it's legal, otherwise the umpires wouldn't let it go through, but I'm just looking. I've never seen a bat that went really thin past the handle for the batter and then continue on being thin and then got really fat at the end, about a third of the way. So anyway, that's 3-2 now to count. And I've seen a lot of bat changes over the years, and I just never saw one like that design. But again, it is legal and allowed. Ball 4. Luttrell takes off for first on a free pass.
Brings to the plate, number 9, Piper Gagey.
So we have Piper Gagey coming up to the plate. She is the pitcher. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. .348 here on a Sunday afternoon. Strike 2. Piper was looking at that one as it went by. But we've been playing here most of the morning. I arrived at 8 o'clock. Strike 3 and the ball pops out. So that's strike 3.
And that pitch brings up out number 1.
So with Luttrell on first base, Piper Gagey strikes out. And we now have 1 out in the inning. Ball 1 to Toby. Kenzie Toby, number 6, the right fielder. And the pitch from forehand, Aubrey forehand. 2-0. And delivered. Strike 1, which sounds like a ball every time I hear it from the ump's mouth. This particular one has a calling style where when he says strike, it's a ball. Or I mean, when it sounds like ball, but it's an actual strike. And that's strike 2. 2-2 to count to Toby. We got 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th, or top of the 4th, excuse me. And as Aubrey forehand delivers, strike 3, Toby is caught looking. That is another strikeout for forehand.
Coming to the plate, number 99, Michaela.
Forehand has 10 strikeouts in this game. Scratch that, 11. And that is strike 1. So with Luttrell still stuck at first base, count is 1-1 now to Barnes. Michaela Barnes, number 99, the shortstop. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. That ball is hit over to the second baseman. She throws it to the shortstop, and safe. Safe at second base. Time is called by the umpires. So the second baseman, London Quinn, got the ball, threw it to shortstop Kyla Rhodes, who was covering second base. Coach Rhodes is now going out to the, Coach Quinn is going out to the umpires. And he wants a description about why she is safe, why number 10, Luttrell, is safe. So Barnes is safe at first due to the fact that Quinn went from picking up the ball in the second base position, throwing it to the shortstop at second base, Kyla Rhodes. And now that we have 2 outs still, 2 on. And the umpires are conferring. But there's one umpire that was there involved in the play isn't there. That's safe. Okay, so the third base umpire was talking to the home plate umpire. And
safe at second base.
so safe at second for Luttrell, who just got underneath the tag. So now we have Ward, number 5, Ava Ward, the catcher, coming to the plate. And the pitch is fouled back. And the Florida coach retrieves the ball for pitcher. So first and second, 2 outs. Count 0-1 to Ward. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And that ball is struck to the second baseman, who throws it down to first, and for the third and final out. So Quinn picks up the ball, throws it over to first baseman Sky Thomas. I'm sorry, not Thomas. It's the first baseman. Yeah, Sky Thomas for the third and final out. So we're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. And if you're keeping score at home, that was a 4-3 putout.
So it was a play at second. I thought her knee was on the back the whole time. He said the knee came down as soon as the play was happening. So as soon as I run to the second, that's when it happened.
And as you heard Coach Quinn state to one of the spectators who has interest in the Florida side, the shortstop for Florida, Kyla Rhodes, it was claimed that she had her knee down on the bag as she accepted the throw from London Quinn as Luttrell was sliding in, but the umpire saw it as the knee didn't go down until after Luttrell was already on the base. So that is why she was called safe. But there's no damage done due to the fact that the inning was over 2 plays later when Ward grounded out to the second base. Excuse me, hiccups. Grounded out to London Quinn at second, who then threw to first. All right, we're in the bottom of the fourth. Florida is up to bat. And we're already an hour into this game, an hour and 2 minutes. And we still have 9 more outs to complete before this game is over. Gagey is still pitching.
And leading off for Florida, the bottom of the fourth inning, number 13, Lakin Hicks.
All right, number 13, Lakin Hicks from left center field is at the plate now. She grounded into, popped up to the pitcher last time she was up in first baseman. And that ball is struck past the pitcher, who second baseman tries to get the ball, but that Lakin Hicks just kept running down first. She was already in the grass before the ball got thrown over to the first baseman for Tennessee, Ava Neighbors. The second baseman, Sadie Luttrell, got the ball, bobbled a little bit, and then she threw over to Neighbors. But at that point, Hicks is already into the outfield on the first base line. So she is safe at first base. All right, we have Iva Bailey, the catcher for Florida at the plate now. And Hicks is just dying to get off first to go to second. So the first call was a ball and the pitch. And that ball is rifled just past Coach Quinn. He's seen his fair share enough of balls flying by him as coach. So the count is 1-1. Runner at first. Score tied 1-1 in the bottom of the fourth here. And the pitch. That bounces up and Hicks is off like a jackrabbit, taken off to second base, and she will safely get there. So Hicks is on second. Count is 2-1. Bailey's getting instructions from her coach at third. And Ward gets down into the crouch position to get ready to receive a pitch from Gagey. All right, now we go. Bailey stepped out for a second. All right, here we go. And the pitch. High ball 3. That ball was a little high. And the pitch fouled off down the left side. The fence caught it, so it did not go out of reach to retrieve it. So the count now is full to Bailey, 3-2. And I'm sorry, she's on second, not on first anymore. So Hicks is on second. Bailey at the plate, no outs in the bottom of the fourth. Full count, 3-2, score 1-1. That is outside for ball 4.
Number 19 draws a walk.
So now Bailey is on first base due to a walk.
Stepping to the plate now, number
Hicks is
7,
on first, or on second. And Kyla Rhodes, number 7, the shortstop for the Florida Angels, is coming to the plate. Pitch is high, ball 1. And the pitch. Strike 1 to Rhodes. You would think Hicks is driving Ward crazy, having bouncing back and forth, but I think Ward actually enjoys it. Gives her a chance to stand up and stretch her legs. Count 1-1 to Rhodes. Ball low. That's 2-1 to count to Rhodes. All right, Rhodes is back in the plate. And Gagey wants to go through the signs again. And now they got it situated. Gagey gets the ball and delivers. Ball 3. And the pitch. Strike 2 brings the count full. Gagey looks over at her coach for some assistance. And looks at the ball and delivers. And that ball is hit over to the second baseman. Rhodes is running down fast, and she will not be caught. She will not be caught at first base. So the second baseman, Sadie Luttrell, got the ball, threw it over to first base to Evie Neighbors, but Rose was running down quickly. So now the bases are full, no outs, and the bases are loaded. Bishop is up the plate, number 3, Gracie Bishop, the right center fielder. Or just right fielder, my apologies, just right fielder. All right, bases loaded, nobody out, and a fresh count to Bishop. And the pitch, high, ball 1. One to count to Bishop. And the pitch, swing, strike 1. And Bishop kind of swung underneath that one. 1-1 to count. Foul tip. Strike 2. You had a better feel on that pitch. But with count 1-2 with no outs here in the bottom of the 4th, bases loaded, you think the tension's a little high right now? Just a little. Gagey gets back out on the mound and delivers the pitch. Oh, that looked like it was a strike. I mean, there was a ball coming in, but Bishop was fooled, and it was a swinging strike. She check swung, but it went past the plate, so it was a strikeout. So now with 1 out, bases loaded, Banks comes to the plate. Harmony Banks, number 5, the third baseman. And Gagey delivers a worm burner. That's ball 1. It's either a worm burner or a bocce ball. I've seen my fair share over the course of this tournament for the last week. Low inside, ball 2. With the bases loaded, count 2-0, 1 out. Gagey picks up the rosin bag. She tries to get a little grip. She drops it now. She's ready to go. Her coach was ready to go out and talk to her, but she shook him off. She's ready. And the pitch. And that is bounced down the third baseline. Is fair. And Hicks is out at home. And that moves everybody up. Bailey to third, Rose to second, and Banks to first. But it was a force out at home. So now we have 2 outs. And base is still loaded. So now we have the pitcher, Aubrey Forehand, coming to the plate, number 16. And she had a ground out to third the last time she was at the plate. So with bases loaded, 2 outs, in the bottom of the 4th. That is high, ball 1. The score tied 1-1. Florida would at least like to get 1 run out of this inning because they had bases loaded with nobody out. And now it's 2 outs. Tennessee's defense is picking up a little bit. Ball was stuck in the backstop, but Ward was able to pull it off and gave it to Gagey, the pitcher. And time. All right, so the count is 1-1. 1-0. Sorry, that is not a 1-1. So 1-0 the count to Forehand. And on multiple occasions, I've seen the ball get stuck right at that pole halfway up on the backstop. I would imagine that would be a dead ball if the play was affected. But since nothing happened as far as out or run scoring, no issues. So it is 2-0. I was wondering, I thought that was two pitches thrown to forehand, so it is. So now it was 2-0, 2 outs, bases loaded to forehand. Ball 3. I imagine Coach Quinn is letting forehand to take the next pitch no matter what, because a walk is good for a run. I'm sure forehand will not be swinging here. And she doesn't. Ball 4, run scores. Is now 2-1. So Bailey scores, being forced over to the home from the walk. Rhodes goes to third. Banks goes to second. Forehand goes to first. It's a conga line right now. And that will bring up Terry. Mallory Terry is now at the plate. And the first pitch was a strike, so let me register that. All right, so Terry is in at the plate. She got on base and stranded at third last time she was up, and that is caught. That is caught. Terry drives it down to the first base, but the first baseman, Evie Neighbors, caught the ball for the third and final out. Sorry, that was listed as 1 out, but it was 2. That was my mistake. So we're going to clear this. We're going to go to the top of the 5th. Top of the 5th is a tight scoring game, and that was a 3 unassisted. So now Florida is leading 2-1. They need this run because if they do not score, they will be eliminated from the tournament. So Tennessee will send number 3, Mallory Tidwell, third baseman, to the plate first, followed by number 1, Evie Neighbors, the first, and then number 4, Paisley Wint, the right center fielder. She will be batting third. We're an hour and 16 into this game. Usually they run about 90 minutes. So this has been pretty quick. And with all the strikeouts that forehand had a hand in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 strikeouts. And the Florida side has struck out 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So they've been putting the ball in play more. So forehand is ready. Bailey is ready. Umpires asked for the balls to come in. And we're in the top of the 5th with 3 outs between Florida going on to the next level.
Top of the 5th inning. Number 3, Mallory Tidwell.
So Mallory Tidwell steps up to the plate. She does not want to go home. She wants to get this. She wants to get on base, and she squares the bunt, but pulls it back, and the ball is way outside for ball 1. Bailey has a conversation. Oh, Bailey wants to. The umpire wants to swap out balls because they had a lot of dirt on it, and the umpire is walking around, and they want to get rid of that ball. I don't know if it had a tear on it or what, but that one is now out of play. So 1-0 the count to Tidwell. She squares around the bunt again. The ball is high, ball 2. Forehand settles down and delivers. And it is bunted foul by Tidwell. So the count is 2-1. 2-1 to count to Tidwell. And the pitch, ball 3.
Three balls, 1 strike.
3-1 to count. That is popped down the first base side, but is foul. The first base umpire tried grabbing it, but no avail. So that's a full count.
Three balls, 2 strikes.
That is ball 4. So Tidwell goes down to first base on ball 4. And it seems that Alabama beat South Carolina 9-0. That's the final. So Neighbors is at the plate. Count 0-1. With 1 on here in the top of the 5th. Neighbors offered at that, so that's strike 2.
Strike on the pitch too. The pitch was a strike.
All right, so not only was it offered as a strike, but it was the pitch was a strike as well, says the umpire. And the pitch, strike 3. Neighbors goes down on strike swinging. So now that is 1 out. And Paisley Wint, number 4, the right center fielder, is at the plate. 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Strike 1. Forehand circles around the back of the pitcher's rubber and she settles in. And the delivery. Strike 2, caught the outside of the corner. Oh, 0-2 to count to Wint. Strike 3. She goes down swinging. That is 13 strikeouts now for forehand in this game. Strike 1. That's Childress. Number 2, Annalyn Childress, the left center fielder. Steps out of the plate, steps off out of the box to gather herself. 0-1. 0-2. It's 2 strikes. Tennessee's down to their last strike. I know Childress doesn't want to go home on a strikeout. Ball high. Okay, so Tidwell, who was at second, is now. I didn't realize she went to second already. That was my fault. Sorry about that. But she is now at third. My apologies for not paying attention to that. But Tidwell was at second. So with the tying run at third, count 1-2. Ball 2. That makes things more interesting. I didn't realize she was at second. My apologies. But Tidwell is now at third. Count 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Strike 3. That is it. The game is over. Childress goes down on strikes for the 14th strikeout for forehand. That is the game. Florida will go on to the next level. Tennessee will go home. I'm sorry that has to happen. Nobody likes to lose. And it just really is a shame.
After you shake hands, if we could get both teams to line up on their foul lines, please.
Yeah,
we found out there was a problem with the software, and we had to reset it, so it's working fine now. But
If we can have both teams line up on your respective foul lines.
Watching of it. You can download it. All right.
Sorry about that. I had a coach asking me some questions about the next coming game. Anyway, and with the issues we were having earlier in the game, earlier in the day with one of the games, the audio wasn't coming through. The video was, but the audio wasn't. It was caught in a loop. So, well, now that let me go to this shot. They are going to give Tennessee their medals for the position that they placed.
Tennessee parents behind home plate if you want to come take pictures.
All right. They're also asking if the fans want to come in and take pictures. But it's 4:18 right now, and I'm going to let this run so Tennessee can be receiving their medals. But the final score 2-1. Close game. Close game.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, with this loss, Tennessee has been eliminated from further play in this tournament. However, they have had a great season, and there are no losers in Dixie softball. We have greatly enjoyed having Tennessee in this tournament. Let's all give them a round of applause. We do wish them a safe trip home and great success in their future play in softball, and especially as they pursue even greater endeavors in their life. Right now, at this time, the World Series director on site, Mr. William Baker, will be handing out the medals for this tournament. As you're called, please go to Mr. Baker to receive your medal. Number 10, Sadie Latrell. Number 9, Piper Gagey. Number 6, Kinsey Toby. Number 99, Michaela Bond. Number 5, Ava Ward. And number 3, Mallory Tidwell. Number 1, Evie Neighbors. Number 4, Paisley Wheat. Number 2, Annalyn Childers. Number 7, Cora Blayton. Number 25, Addison Starnes. And rounding out Tennessee's lineup, number 44, Dahlia Felton. We would also like to recognize Coach Derek Gagey, Assistant Coach Jonathan Ward, and the other Assistant Coach, Miss Natalie Latrell. And a special thank you to all the parents that supported these young ladies through this great venture and made the memories that they'll never forget. Thank you from Dixie Softball.
And that is it for Tennessee. Their run has stopped. It was a long run. You know, they have to go through locals, district, regionals, state, and now the World Series. And they are now eliminated. So my thoughts and prayers go out to Tennessee. I hope they go home safely.
Tennessee
and I hope they enjoyed their time here. I know I did. There's a great team right there, and to lose 2-1, they really don't have to hang their heads. It was a close game, and they ran into a buzzsaw called forehand. 14 strikeouts. That is the highest right now that I've witnessed on my side. I don't know how many Robert has on his side with the Darlings, but the Angels 14 strikeouts, and actually with the Bells, the ones I was doing in the first week, nobody ever struck out more than 10. So they ran into a buzzsaw called forehand. Anyway, that's it for us here at the Prince George County World Series